What's up, y'all? It's your girl Michaela and I am back with another video. Today I am doing the story time of how my ex-fiance's girlfriend ruined my pregnancy. Yes, you guys read that correctly. So before we get started, please make sure you subscribe, turn on the notifications, and like this video. Let's get it. So I never thought I would actually tell this story, but I think it's important that you guys know a little bit about me, and with me getting back into YouTube, you understand how I've been so distant and how a lot of things have affected my mental health. With that being said, let me just give you a little backstory on the relationship I had with my ex-fiance. So my ex-fiance is a big YouTuber. He introduced me into the YouTube life. You know, me and him, we did YouTube for about 3 years together as we were in a relationship, and we eventually got engaged. I felt like we had a really beautiful relationship and a beautiful understanding with each other. Unfortunately, we both decided to part ways in 2019. So it was really hard. However, I also felt like it was the best thing for my personal growth. And regardless of how it ended, I feel like we ended our relationship on very good terms. I don't believe that there was any animosity on either side. And for even a short period of time after we broke up, I was still helping manage him and helping him, like, you know, achieve different things in his career. So I always wanted him to win and vice versa. So after, you know, we broke up, we were not like seeing each other. We were not intimate with each other. There was no reason for any new girlfriend to feel intimidated by me. If anything, I wanted them to like me and feel comfortable with me because I could understand how my ex was, and I could definitely relate to anybody new that comes into his life. So with that being said, one day I got a phone call from this girl, and I just heard crying. And she was just like, "Are you with him?" I'm gonna have to figure out a name for him. We'll just call him YouTuber. "Are you with YouTuber? I can't take it anymore. I know he's cheating on me with you." And I'm over here literally with my significant other at the time, like, "Hey, I don't know what's going on, but I hope you're okay. Do you need anything?" She's like, "I haven't been able to get a hold of him, and I just know he's with you." And I was like, "He's not, but you know, if you ever need a friend or somebody to talk to, I'm here for you." So she ended up calling me again and randomly asked me to hang out. And like I said, there's no bad blood, and she clearly seemed lonely and I guess isolated at the time. So I went and hung out with her, and she's like, "Please don't tell him. I don't know how he's gonna take it." And I was like, "Okay." So we hung out. And then we even hung out a second time after that, and everything was fine. So she explains to me that she's from Honduras and her family's not doing well financially, and her sister had came out to California and needed work and asked me if her sister could be my assistant because she saw a posting on my Instagram. Me being the kind person that I am, unfortunately, I wish I was meaner, I was like, of course I could help her. Of course I could do this for you. So her sister ends up coming to my house, and immediately I did notice something a little different about her, okay? I won't say off because I don't want to be disrespectful, but anytime that I had a mirror, she tried to like turn it away from her. She said like mirrors could take your soul in your sleep, and she kept trying to read my palms. So those were a couple things that I felt were a little off, and she was really good though at helping me. Like, I would have her help me clean the house. I would help her answer emails, and she always did everything really quick and efficiently, where I'm like, wow, this is the best help I've ever had. Until one day I was like walking into this, like I had like a guest room, and she was like laughing to herself, and I asked her what was so funny, and she said, "Your great uncle who died in an accident is just so funny." And I was like, huh? Okay, all right. So I was like, she just does so well. So I kind of like, that was a red flag, but I kind of bypassed it a little bit because I was like, oh, she's just so good at what she does. She's a little weird. It might be a little schizophrenic, but she's cool, you know? as long as, like, you know, she doesn't harm me physically. So it just so happens that after all that happened, me and my boyfriend were falling out. My boyfriend at the time, because I'm single now. But me and my boyfriend at the time, we fell out. Like, he was just acting different with me. I couldn't understand why he was being so distant. And then all of a sudden, he just leaves the house and he's like, I'm gonna go live with my friend. And, you know, I'm not coming back here. So we basically broke up. We had no reason to stay with each other. I had just had a miscarriage. So I was like, wow, I guess us breaking up during this time where I just had a miscarriage just shows our fate, and we just weren't meant to be together. So this girl, she just kept coming to my house, and she was working really well. At this point, it had been a week of her working with me, and the smell of anything, like she would burn incense or she would like make food, and I just like I just don't want to smell that. I can't look at that. And she was like, oh, you sound like you're pregnant. And I was like, no, I think I'm just like stressed, and just certain scents and smells for a while have been bothering me ever since I lost my baby, which was literally weeks before that. So I was like, I can't be pregnant. I was like, you have to have intercourse to be pregnant. You know, have to do it to be pregnant. And my body is still healing from this miscarriage. I just have to make a side note for those of you who don't know what a miscarriage is, or maybe like you don't know too much about what happens in a miscarriage. I was pregnant and the baby passed away. I had to go to the ER. It was a really hard situation for me because I had wanted so badly to be a mom. And I remember bleeding, rushing, begging the doctors to save my baby, but my baby ended up not making it. And when they did the ultrasound, they said that there was nothing else left at all in my uterus, and I was ready to just go home. With that being said, I ended up going home. I was really depressed. I was really sad, and I did not have any intercourse at all with my significant other. If anything, that's when he started being distant, and yeah, I really felt lost at that time, and everything kind of started falling apart. So I had the assistant go get me a pregnancy test, and the pregnancy test turned up positive, right? So it looks like
it looks pregnant. No, wait.
The digital ones are more accurate.
Because are we looking at this or are we looking at that?
Oh. Huh?
Look at that. It's still in turn, but about to tell us.
Lord Jesus.
Ah!
I gotta wait for the doctor tomorrow. After you've been pregnant and you have a miscarriage, of course you're gonna test positive again. So at that point, I was like, this doesn't show that I'm actually pregnant. So I ended up going to the doctor and asking them if they could do some sort of ultrasound. And they felt like it wasn't necessary because unless I felt like I had an infection from the miscarriage and needed a DNC, then there's no probable reason to do that, and it wouldn't be covered with my insurance. So just to give myself a peace of mind, I ended up paying for an ultrasound out of my own money because I knew my insurance wasn't going to cover it because they didn't feel like it was a probable cause. And my assistant was there, and sure enough, I had that ultrasound and there was a heartbeat. And I thought that was such a special moment to share, even when I felt like that girl was kind of a weirdo. I thought that was very special for her to be there when I find out that somehow miraculously, even through having that miscarriage, that there was still a life inside of my womb. And seeing that heart, like hearing that heartbeat, like nobody could explain it. My gynecologist couldn't even explain it. Everybody was like dumbfounded, right? All right, y'all, so I was not anticipating for this video to be this long, and I actually have guests over that just arrived. So I gotta go. Let me know if you want part 2. If you want a part 2, spam part 2 down below. Thank y'all, and remember, you a boss. Bye.